I will be showing you the exact strategy that we've used to book hundreds of meetings with cold calling. The first and most important thing about the strategy is figuring out if the decision maker in the industry that you want to reach is available on the phone. To give you a perfect example of this, if you want to reach lawyers, you will never be able to reach them on the phone. And if you were to cold call their offices, you would waste a lot of time trying to get in touch with these people and never actually get them in a conversation. But if you take service-based companies, for example, car detailers, and call them instead, 99% of cases you will reach the business owner, him or herself, which means that every single conversation you would have is a chance for you to book a meeting with a decision maker. And essentially that is exactly what we want. So once you've identified that you can in fact reach the decision maker on the phone, you head over to Google Maps and you type in an industry and you type in a location. And to get every single person in the vicinity, you just zoom out on the map a little bit, click on search this area. And then to get every single person in this area, we just need to make sure that we are scrolling on the left-hand side until the absolute bottom. And then as you can see on the right-hand side, more and more businesses are popping up. So now you have all of the businesses and we reach the end of the list. Once you see this, you head over to the Chrome web store and you search for the data scraper. Easy web scraping, and then you install this to your Chrome. And then once you have it installed, you can see it on the top right side here under extensions, and you can find the data scraper. And then all you have to do is make sure that you find a public recipe that is free. And then once you click on it, what you need to see is that you have the phone number in here. And as long as you have the phone number, that is really all that we're going to be using. And once you see that, you just click on scrape. And then as you can see right here, this is an old document that I had of car detailers that I used to call every single day before we developed a system for it. And all I did was put in the date and the country, and then I put in the city as well, so that I had a good overview of where we had called before. And the color codes that I used was green for booked a meeting, red for them saying I am not interested on the call, and blue were them saying that they possibly were interested, they needed more information or anything like this, or just to follow up with them. And the yellow one is if they didn't pick up the phone, and we could use this information to then hit the same list again and call them multiple times. And then once you have this structure going, you can very clearly see who you called, who you didn't call, who was interested, and who you have meetings with. And then also you could add notes here on the side. And these scripts in here were the most successful script that we had our appointment setters use. All of them are not complete, scripted out, and they will require you to go in and come up with some questions and also tailor them a little bit more to your exact business and what you are offering. But in here you have 4 scripts, and there's a lot of different scenarios down here that we also used. So I would recommend you to go in, read them aloud, see if it makes sense for you, and then also tweak them to be more specific towards your business and then exactly what you're offering. And then a super important lesson that I learned is that you always need to book in the meeting to get the highest amount of people showing up to them. So what you need to ask for on the call, if they are interested in hearing more, you need to ask them for their email, and then you need to add them onto the Google Calendar, and then just ask them to go in and confirm that the time is correct when they receive it. And then what you need to type into the Google Meet, just type in their business information, because that way you'll be able to go back to the cold calling sheet, find their business name, and then also have their phone number. So if they don't confirm, you can always make sure to follow up with them the day before. And this is super important because people just tend to forget. And when they do, they often just need to be reminded that they have a meeting. You can also set up some sort of automatic sequence under your Google Meet settings to send people a reminder the day before, 10 minutes before, or 30 minutes before, anything like this. And then once they've said yes to the meeting and you've gotten the confirmation, I would always go in to Build My Agent, create a demo for you to show them on that meeting, where you go in and you find their website, their Instagram, anywhere where they have specific information. You put that into the prompt, and then once you have them on the meeting and you have your demo ready, you can use the script under day 3 of selling, head over to the sales call that converts, and then find the whole meeting framework right here, which will help you in closing all the clients that you want, which has helped me close 80% of all the calls that I've had with clients like these to start making more money by selling AIs. And then I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up. You go over to the agency view inside of Go High Level, click on sub accounts, and then you head over to create sub account. And then you head down to settings and you head over to phone numbers, and then you click on Trust Center. And then as you can see, the A2P messaging is unverified, and you need this if you want to call businesses inside of the US. And you head over to campaigns, then you scroll down and you click on start registering now. And then you click on yes, and then you click on yes here. And then if you are outside of the US, you can click no up here and still do the application. You enter the business name, the business type, and then what kind of tax ID that they have. And then you enter their tax ID, and then you enter their business industry, and then a website URL. And then you fill out the country, the state, the street address, the city, the postal code. And all of this information is something that you should be gathering from an onboarding survey. You can either use something like Google, or you can use tally.so, or you can go in and create an onboarding survey through Go High Level. You then enter the contact info of whatever representative from the company. So either this will be yourself, or it will be the company that you're registering on behalf. This could be a client. And then in most cases, the low volume standard is perfectly fine. And then inside of the campaign details, you can go and copy my exact settings, and you can put the privacy policy to your own website. But just make sure that you go ahead and copy this, and I will make sure to leave this inside as a resource inside of Skool. And click continue. And then again, just copy exactly what I put in here, but you can put in your own website. And then you click acknowledge, and then you submit your campaign. And then once your US phone number is approved, you can buy any number in any state, and then you can make phone calls in the US, and you can do cold calls. And then the way that you actually buy these numbers once you have this A2P compliance is you click on add number, add phone number used for calls and SMS. And then you need to take a look at the capabilities for voice call, for SMS, and for MMS. And then you can actually go in and filter by the states by putting in the digits or phrases and then putting it as the first part of the number. That way you can select exactly which state that you want to be in. And then you just go ahead, click on select, and then you proceed to buy. And this is the price that you will be paying on a monthly basis. And then now that you have a phone number, you can go all in on doing outreach and getting clients.